say something.
Good morning, Unity in San Antonio. How's everyone doing this morning? All right, Mandy's awake. How about we start out with some music and see if we can wake up everybody else? Sing along if you know the tune. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of buckle-on boots and a pistol that shoots is a wish, a party, and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the things that will make you ring is the carol that you sing within your heart. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
Let's hear it!
Look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is a wish of Barney and Ben. Dolls that'll talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. There's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that will make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart.
Good morning. I'd like to invite our teens and youth to come on up and join me on stage, and my teachers. Y'all, I'm so excited. I have a full staff. I have wonderful, wonderful teachers. This used to be my short Sunday where I didn't have enough, and now I'm in abundance, and I have amazing people helping. All right, before we get started, as the kids are settling down and the teens, I'd like to share a couple of events coming up. One, we are working on our Christmas ornaments. Thank you. This is the 12 Powers ornaments. We're selling them as a set of 12 for $30. They're all handmade by the teens. So they might be a little bit different each set. But if you are interested, we already have several orders. If you are interested, we have one more weekend today that you can put orders in. Give us a week or two to be able to actually make the orders. We'll have them all for you no later than December 21st. First come, first serve. So the sooner you order them, the sooner you get yours. Okay, so I'll have one of the teens sitting over in the community center after church if you want to put an order in. Thank you so much. And then the next thing I want to introduce or let everybody know is we have a winter retreat coming up that we are hosting called a Lally. Now, the reason we're calling it a Lally is because it's a little rally. The rallies, if you are not aware, is a tradition in Unity created for our YOU specifically in the summertime. We have one called the Legacy Rally. They are designed by teens for teens, and they are very fulfilling. This is a little one of those. It's based and structured the same. The teens, our church with Albuquerque, Unity of Albuquerque, are creating all of the curriculum. They are working their hearts out doing this, and we are hosting it January 17th through the 19th. And it's not going to actually be here. We actually found a place in New Braunfels that's beautiful, wooded, beautiful, gorgeous campsite. Not even a campsite, lodging and event center that we're going to be hosting it in. So registration is by the end of December. If you know a middle schooler or a high schooler that would be interested, either come see me or register online. That will be open later this week, okay? Now, good morning. My name is Tammy Carrillo. I'm the Youth and Ministry Director here at Unity of San Antonio. Probably should have started with that. Every Sunday, we like to welcome and bless our youth with a youth candle lighting ritual. We open with a call and response that allows us to affirm the truth of our youth, for our youth, and for them to acclaim this truth for themselves. Your words, it's a call and response, so your words are going to be on the screen, and then I'm going to have someone come help me with the calendar, with the candles over here, and they're going, and all of the youth will actually say a response back. Come with me, James. Come on, sweetie. I'm going to have you help me. You've been voluntold. Come on, sweetie. All right, let's go. God is light.
I am light.
Good job.
God is light.
I am light.
I am white.
God is joy.
I am joy.
I am joy.
God is love.
I am love.
I am love.
God is beauty.
I chewy.
God is peace.
I peace.
God is power.
I am power.
I power.
All these things God is.
I am.
I am.
Yes, you are. Nice job, sweetie. All right, we have a blessing, if you will join me, please, for all of our youth and teens. Children and teens, we know who you are. You are the light of God. We love you, we bless you, we celebrate you, and we see you doing great things. And then teens and kids, we have a blessing for our family and friends. Nice and loud.
Families, we love you, we bless you, we believe in you, and we thank you. Namaste.
Yes.
This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your very presence flowing through me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your living word expressing as me.
Good morning. My name is Peter, and during this time of opening prayer, I'm going to share with you one of my poems. And it's called This World. We belong. This world, what do you see? With opened eyes, believe, and just dream your sweet dreams. Where you are and ever been, inside of you is the light and love within. We are held together where we stand, looking for this place from where it once began. Now I see in every moment this place always. Carried in your arms, I did not see that the love in my heart you will always be. We are held together where we stand, looking for this place from where it once began. With love, we shall always be. As we walk softly on this earth, in the light of God's name, flowing deeply into the depths of love. Amen.
This is the air I breathe. This is the air I breathe. Your very presence flowing through me. This is my daily bread. This is my daily bread. Your living word expressing as me. And I awaken in you. And I am whole within This is the air I breathe.
Good morning. My name is Laura. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay, excellent. Unity of San Antonio is a loving, inclusive, spiritual community that we honor the universal truths in all religions and respect each person's chosen spiritual path. It's true. We offer practical tools to help people of all faiths and from all walks of life apply universal spiritual principles so that you might live happy, more fulfilling lives. We believe that each of you are a unique expression of the divine, and we support you in unfolding your spiritual potential to its fullest. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are always welcome at Unity. Unity is grounded in what we call affirmative prayer. It's a way of praying from a higher consciousness, affirming the highest truth within you. If you'd like one of our trained prayer chaplains to hold a higher possibility with you, just grab a prayer intention slip from the seat pocket in front of you and drop it in the offering basket later in the service. And if you prefer, they also are here after service to pray with you. For those of you joining us online, hi. There's a prayer request on our website under the prayer link. All requests are held in the highest confidence, and if you'd like a prayer chaplain to give you a call, just leave your phone number on the form and they will call you. Our prayer chaplains are here this morning holding a sacred space for all of us. Prayer chaplains, would you please stand so everyone can see you? Thank you for being here. Every Sunday, we like to reacquaint ourselves with what we do and why we do it by affirming with our purpose statement. So would you all please join me in saying, through the pursuit of truth in both the seen and unseen, we are a catalyst for fostering and loving authentic spiritual community, rooting in belonging, acceptance, and peace. Can we please welcome Karen to the stage? That's what it says. There we go. Here she is.
Hi, I'm Caron DeMars, and I'm with one of my wonderful colleagues from the Earth Care team here. And Gloria and I are going to tell you about our trash cleanup. And so I know that some of you, yes. So some of you have already signed the waiver, like I know Mandy signed the waiver, you've signed the waiver. Anyway, Josh has signed the waiver. And so many people have already signed this waiver. And also, you need to email me for the waiver, and you only have to do it once a year. And so, once you've let the city of San Antonio know that you're an Uber volunteer with picking up trash, like Gloria here, then you just have to do it once a year. And it's a great thing and great fun. And so we have 2 opportunities coming up. One is next Saturday, and the city will provide the trash bag, so Gloria won't have to bring the one that she brought today. And then they will also bring the gloves, but they're just the little gloves that are plastic, and so I bring my gardening gloves. And then we also have pickers at Unity, and so that will be there. And also, if you'll email me, my email's up there, then I can give you the exact geolocation in Almost Park, which is under 281 and in a very trashy area, which is why we have 2 opportunities very close together. And then some people work on Saturdays and others have Monday free, but come both times if you want, like I think that this woman to my left is going to do. So please come, bring your favorite water bottle, your favorite hat, and your gloves if you don't want to wear the disposable plastic gloves. So please keep these, my email in mind, and I hope to hear from you and see you next Saturday. Thank you.
Well, I sincerely apologize for incorrectly pronouncing your name. Sorry about that. I'll get it right next time. All right, we got a ton going on, especially on December 21st. We have the ugly sweater contest during church, and I hear Nina's got one going on, so let's get even uglier, all right? We have the 12 Powers of Candlelighting ceremony at the same time, so that is going to be absolutely beautiful. Breathwork workshop after that, so that's going to be fantastic. Our holiday choir is underway, so Sally and Heather, would you please raise your hands? You can still join the wonderfulness of what we're doing and practice. Just talk to them. They'll tell you when practice is. Today we're having, I call them holy holiday tamales for our newcomer potluck afterwards. And also we'll be having today Rising Tides. We'll meet in the prayer chaplain room at 12:45. But wait, there's more. Christmas Eve, we're having a candlelighting service with our Christmas choir as well. It's going to be fantastic. And I heard we have official confirmation that Santa's going to be here. I'm just saying. Right, okay. Come if you've been a good little boy or girl. Let's see, the Burning Bowl ceremony, which will be December 28th, so we can let go of all the stuff we don't want, and the White Stone ceremony on January 4th, so we can embrace what we would love to come into our lives. Let's see. Oh, also on the 21st, we are given to the San Antonio Food Bank, so our non-perishable items are due then. And then we are also supporting Christmas gifts for undeserved youth. If you would like to participate, select a tab from the tabletop holiday tree and the community cafe, and the gifts are listed on there. Just bring them back by the 14th, pretty please. And a great announcement that we have, I'm very proud of us, that we are going to be able to make 50 blessing bags for the women's shelters. So yay us. Yeah. So we have a lot of ongoing regular events that you can see on the screen behind me. To learn more about these offerings, head to the events page on our website. We also offer signups in the community cafe, and look for these events on the clipboard when you're standing in line to get the holy holiday tamales. We have made signing up for events super easy. You can do the paper in the community center or under the event tab in our website. Registering helps our facilitators know who to expect and allows them to inform you of any unexpected changes. So when you came in this morning, dun dun dun, you were offered a red, yellow, or green sticker. I chose to actually wear mine today because it matches my shirt and I love Christmas. So green means I'm a hugger, yellow means, fist bump, high five, or a handshake, and red means, hey, namaste will make me really, really happy. So if everybody would greet each other with a handshake hug or a holy high five.
We are. For those of you who didn't hear, someone said, we is. Like, okay, grammar lesson after church. No. I do want to point out that Ugly Sweater Sunday is not a contest. We're not awarding any prizes for ugliest. I'll win, just saying. It's ugly. What I found is ugly. But it's just a little holiday fun. I thought, why not, if we just, anyone who feels like it, just wear the ugliest thing you could find, or make one. I mean, just get an old sweater and hang your ornaments off of it and come to church, you know? So, just an opportunity to have a little fun. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Reverend Nina Clark, and I am the minister here at Unity of San Antonio. And as I like to say every Sunday, I really want you to know how deeply honored I am to walk this path of spiritual awakening with you, and to journey through this season of Advent with you again this year. And I want to offer another welcome to those of you who are new or newer-ish. I want to acknowledge that it takes courage to step into a new community for the first time. And we want you to know that and we honor that, and that we welcome you literally into every single activity that we do. You never have to say, can I join that? Just sign up, show up, come join us. We are committed as a community to intentional welcome. And we'd like to give you the opportunity, if you so choose, to become a part of the living and unfolding history that is Unity of San Antonio. And because we didn't do so earlier, we do have people joining us online. It's a growing number of people up there. Can we just turn to this camera on the side and just say good morning, welcome? We're so glad that you're here with us this morning. So that was one of the good things that came out of that period of isolation and shut down and all that. Little blessing in the darkness. So my first encounter with Advent was probably when I was about six years old. A childhood friend, I was over visiting at her house, and she beckoned me over to this little table, side table in her dining room, where this brightly colored cardboard something leaned on an easel stand. And with great excitement and kind of looking at me frequently to make sure I was really paying attention, she opened one of those thin, tiny little cardboard doors and removed something wrapped in sparkly paper. And then she glanced at me one more time, opened it up, and it was chocolate. And then she popped it in her mouth. Which was fine, because I didn't really like chocolate. But I was like, what the heck is that? She told me it was an Advent calendar, and that behind every door there was some kind of different special treat. Amazed, I then opened all of the doors that she had already opened and marveled at the little tiny picture in there, and then there's a little quote, and I thought it was just an amazing thing. We did not have that in my house. And so until about 10 years ago, that was pretty much all I knew about Advent, is that there was a calendar and that you've opened a door, and on a good day, my friend would share her chocolate with me. Why that Advent calendar existed, I had no idea, but I did think it was a pretty cool thing. It's not known exactly when Advent originated, although there is some evidence of that some version of it has been in place since around 480 CE. There's a letter credited to a gentleman named Bishop Perpetuus of Tours in the late 5th century, who describes a pre-nativity fast in such a way, the way that he worded it in the letter, it seemed to indicate that it was not new. It had been around for a while. And then again in 567 CE, the Council of Tours refers to monks observing a pre-Christmas fast from November 11th, which was St. Martin's Day, until Christmas, which was known as the 40 Days of St. Martin. And over the centuries, Advent evolved through many iterations before becoming the multifaceted season now observed across many different Christian faith traditions. Interestingly, the now familiar Advent themes of hope or faith, peace, joy, and love didn't emerge until the mid-20th century. It's thought that this change occurred because it's easy to teach, easy to remember, and let's be honest, easy to market. Hence, Advent calendars with not only chocolate in them, but Legos, Play-Doh, and for adults, tiny little bottles of wine. These days, many people, especially those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, think of Advent as a period where we thoughtfully and consciously use the time of increasing darkness as a time for spiritual reflection and contemplation as we prepare the way for the return of the light. And as I thought about the holiday season and how Advent evolved, I began to wonder about Santa Claus and how he came onto the scene. And so last week, I talked a little bit about how my curiosity led me to discover St. Nicholas of Myra, the man behind the myth of Santa Claus. Bishop Nicholas lived during the late 3rd and 4th centuries. Epidemics were common due to poor sanitation and rudimentary medical knowledge. And when crops failed back then, it didn't mean that grocery bills went up, it meant that people starved. And the Roman Empire at the time was experiencing major internal divisions. The vulnerable populations, widows, orphans, enslaved people, and the poor had almost no protection or social safety nets. And economically, the empire was struggling under inflation, corruption, and scarcity. Sound familiar? In short, times were tough. And while some of this isn't unique to his time, because we're certainly experiencing echoes of it now, his response was unique. He could have knocked on doors and handed out charity, or let it be known that if you showed up at his church between the hours of X and Y, that you would be gifted with money or gold coins, because that's what he was handing out at the time. And either or both of those public displays would have given himself or his church a good name. But he chose not to do that. Instead, he helped people anonymously, which was a radical countercultural act in a society where public generosity was often used to gain status and honor. His choice of anonymity was an act of humility that made his generosity truly revolutionary at the time. So much so that this story has endured for over 17 centuries, and he has become a global symbol of giving. And even as the legend has evolved across continents and cultures, its heart has remained constant, a generosity grounded in kindness. And as I thought about it more, it seemed to me that St. Nicholas was a living expression of faith and hope, which is the theme of the first Sunday of Advent. Nicholas understood God as ultimate source, and so he saw himself as a conduit rather than a benefactor. When we know that our source is infinite, we have the faith that it is inexhaustible. We can draw and draw and draw upon it, and it remains as full as when we began. Yeshua ben Yosef taught to give without fanfare. But when you give, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. And that's from Matthew 6:3. As we mentioned last week, generosity is not a do. Generosity is a be. It is a natural expression of a consciousness that knows it is rooted in infinite source. In New Thought, which is the umbrella of teachings under which unity falls, we talk about the givingness of God, this idea that the universe, this infinite presence that we live and move in, is in a constant state of giving. Giving of life, giving of love, giving of wisdom, giving of guidance, of beauty, of creativity, of intelligence. Giving because giving is simply what the divine does. It's the nature of life to give. Charles Fillmore wrote, "Divine love is unconditional and continues to give of itself wholly and completely through any and all circumstances." Ernest Holmes, founder of religious science, wrote, "We believe in the eternal givingness of life." We tend to think of generosity as giving to others, But generosity is not the act of giving. It is the impetus for the giving. And as we said earlier, it's a be, not a do. So at its core, generosity really reflects the very nature of God. And St. Nicholas embodied this. He was being generosity. And this is one of the ways in which he expressed his faith. And by the way, St. Nicholas was also known as one who stood up for injustice. Stories of his efforts include stopping the execution of 3 innocent men, defending vulnerable children, confronting corrupt officials, interceding for falsely accused soldiers, and protecting the vulnerable. And these actions instilled hope in the people in his community who he served. So while St. Nicholas was known for his anonymous generosity, which ultimately led to children leaving their shoes out in hopes of being the recipient of a mysterious nighttime gift, Sinterklaas, the Dutch and Belgian evolution of St. Nicholas, gave generously by the light of day. The evolution of St. Nicholas into the folkloric Sinterklaas brought some interesting changes. Sinterklaas no longer operated anonymously. Rather, his arrival is accompanied by much fanfare. He arrives in broad daylight on a steamboat, and these days he is greeted by crowds of people, the mayor, and this event is nationally televised. It's a big deal. Little different from throwing gold through a window in the dark of night. After disembarking, he mounts his white horse and parades through the town in a red bishop's robe and a tall white mitre. And he now has helpers called Zwarte Pieten, and forgive me if I mispronounced that, who throws treats to the crowd during the parade. Evolution has also added the big red book of names. But in its earliest form, this red book, Het Grote Boek, did not contain a list of naughty or nice children. It was actually said to hold notes about a child's behavior over the past year, but not in a punitive way. It noted the good choices that they'd made, the struggles that they had, and the places where they'd grown. And while Sinterklaas is in town, he visits schools, hospitals, and community gatherings, handing out small gifts and treats. And in Dutch tradition, he actually makes home visits, actual home visits, where he sits with the family, listens to the children, affirms their growth, and encourages kindness. When Sinterklaas meets with a child, he doesn't wag a finger or shame them. He invites them to speak honestly about their year. He listens, and he encourages them towards greater kindness and better choices. This reminds me of when I was parenting my own children. Because of my personal upbringing, I was determined to raise my own children as consciously as I could and to not use punishment as a means of gaining correct behavior. And I discovered something called natural consequences. With natural consequences, rather than grounding a child or removing a privilege in response to or as a correction for unwanted behavior, a conversation was had as to what could be done to restore the situation. And this allowed the child to learn responsibility, to feel good about correcting an error or an accident, to develop integrity, to not be afraid of admitting the mistake and to tell the truth, and perhaps make a different decision in the future. The Sinterklaas focus on fairness, truth-telling, and being a kind, encouraging presence also calls to mind school districts in California and Seattle that replaced its detention system with what they called restorative justice circles. Instead of asking, "What rule did you break?" they asked, "What harm was done, and how can you repair it?" Students who had been written off as behavior problems suddenly found themselves in a setting where their honesty mattered, their relationships mattered, their capacity to make things right mattered. And these things at those schools where this was implemented changed. Detention rates went down and student self-esteem increased. This is the spirit that Sinterklaas carries, restorative justice based in kindness and compassion, with a focus on fairness and truth-telling, and being a kind, encouraging presence. And as I contemplated this, it occurred to me that this sort of compassionate accountability cultivates peace within the child and peace between children. The kind of peace that arises from telling the truth and knowing that they will still belong, that their actions may need some improvement, but they themselves are good. And this opens the door to a genuine self-acceptance. And so I personally feel a little twinge of sadness that in our culture, this lovely, nuanced red book of names, a book meant to see children, has devolved into a naughty or nice ledger where bad children get coal and good children get toys. In Unity, we speak often of the importance of aligning ourselves with truth, capital T, truth, the truth of who we are as expressions of the divine. We return again and again to the understanding that we are inherently good, inherently capable, and inherently enough. Sinterklaas, with his gentle questioning, mirrors this spiritual expression. He invites the child, and by extension, each one of us, to remember who we really are. Not the mistakes that we made, not the harsh words we spoke, not the moment where we acted from fear rather than from love, but the deeper truth that we are always capable of choosing again. We are capable of growing, of expressing greater love and wisdom. Another custom associated with Sinterklaas is one where children write letters to him, sharing their hopes, their worries, sometimes even their confessions. And the community writes back. Whether the reply comes from a parent's loving hand, a school, the local Sinterklaas committee, or even the postal service, the message is one that encourages them, affirms them, and invites them into a deeper integrity. Imagine being a kid who gets such a letter. Imagine receiving such a letter now, even at the age we are now. I think actions like this can cultivate a more peaceful world. When we are treated with respect and care, it feels good. Our hearts are aglow, and it becomes easier for us then to treat others in the same way when it is modeled for us and we experience it. And again, I contrast that to our culture, where our children's letter to Santa is typically a list of what toys they want to find under their tree or in their stocking. And I wonder what impact it might have on our culture if we ditched the naughty or nice and encouraged a different kind of letter writing to Santa, along with an encouraging reply. What didn't get left behind as St. Nicholas evolved into Sinterklaas was the spirit of generosity. The midnight tossing of gold through the window back in the days of the Bishop of Myra slowly evolved into a practice where children left shoes by the fireplace or on the porch, with the excited knowing that in the morning they would find some sort of delightful and lovely treat inside that shoe. Does that count for made-up words? We also see this givingness in the lavish throwing of treats, the tradition of leaving a carrot or some hay for Sinterklaas's horse in their shoes. There is also this really fun knock and dash tradition where a neighbor, a friend, or a family member leaves either a little sack of gifts or a single package on someone's porch, then knocks loudly and runs off before they can be seen. It's kind of a playful echo of St. Nicholas's anonymous generosity. When I was reading about it, it's like people call each other, now, and then they run over and knock, knock. So after reading all about Sinterklaas, I'm left with the same feeling I get when I think about the Who's of Whoville in the movie How the Grinch Stole Christmas, all standing around on their Christmas day, even after the Grinch has stolen all of their stuff, singing their hearts out, full of love and at peace with the world. And when the Grinch heard the Who's singing, to quote from the movie, and what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And then the true meaning of Christmas came through, and the Grinch found the strength of 10 Grinches plus 2. And also mirroring this same sentiment, when the Grinch returns the gifts, he's not chastised. The Who's receive him and even let him cut the roast beast. In Sinterklaas, we see a spiritual archetype who embodies what it means to bring justice and kindness together, to hold truth and love in the same hand, to guide without shaming, and to encourage. In Unity, we say that peace begins in our own consciousness. We sing it, let peace begin with me. But it doesn't end there. It radiates outwards through our words, our actions, our compassion, our willingness to listen, and our courage to tell the truth with love. And this is how I link Sinterklaas to this second week of Advent, the week traditionally associated with peace. It's a peace that comes from restoration, not that false peace of avoidance, nor the fragile peace of pretending that everything's just hunky-dory fine, but that deeper, sturdier peace that arises when truth is told in love. Has anyone had that experience where you tell the truth and suddenly you just let go? You're not holding that thing onto that thing anymore. And when you do so, relationships have the opportunity to be restored, and kindness calls us back into harmony with one another. Sinterklaas, in the Dutch tradition, while a rampant gift giver, isn't just a gift giver. He is a guide, a moral companion, and the customs that surround him, the ones that have endured across centuries, help us to understand why he is such a powerful symbol of a just and compassionate peace. And so this week, as we contemplate the divine attribute of peace, and we want to express it in our own lives, may we remember that peace is not just a passive, yummy glow, but an active practice. It's something we choose, cultivate, protect, and extend. And we do it in small ways, through honesty, generosity, creativity, presence, tenderness, and the willingness to love enough to tell the truth. Because the peace we cultivate within becomes the peace we offer to the world. Will you join me for a time of reflection? I invite you to take a slow breath in and softly release it. And if your shoulders have happened to climb up to your ears, go ahead and let them relax back down. If your jaw tightened as you were listening, allow it to relax. And let your breath become an anchor to this moment. Advent invites us into a kind of holy waiting, the quiet before dawn, the hush before the first light touches the horizon, that stillness in which peace begins to stir. And if you would, with your next breath in, allow your inner eye to open and imagine you are standing in the early hours of morning. The world is still dark, full of promise. It's that kind of darkness that invites rest and stillness. Feel the coolness of this pre-dawn air and the the spaciousness of this moment. Nothing is demanded of you here. Nothing needs to be solved. Just breathing. Just being. And now, imagine a single candle being lit, one small flame, steady, warm, and unwavering. And this is the candle of peace. And watch its light gently expand, pushing back the darkness with a quiet confidence. And let that small flame of peace find its reflection in your own heart. Feel a light awaken in the center of your chest. A glow full of possibility. And with each inhale, allow this light to grow just a little, the way dawn grows, spreading slow fingers of light in the darkness. And let this light move to the places within you that feel unsettled or strained. Let it warm what has perhaps felt cold. Let it soften what has been clenched. And let it restore what has felt forgotten. This peace is not the peace of everything going perfectly right. It is the peace of remembering that the light is always with us, even if the world around us looks dim. And now imagine that your inner candle is shining so gently, so brightly that its glow begins to extend beyond you to someone you love, to someone in need of healing, to someone whose heart is heavy, to someone in the world who feels alone. Let the light reach them the way the morning sun eventually reaches every corner of the earth, inevitably, faithfully. And now bring your attention back to the light in your own heart. And if you would, silently affirm with me, I welcome peace. I make room for peace. And I carry peace into the world. And then take one final deep grounding breath. When you're ready, gently open your eyes, bringing that soft glow of peace with you. Thank you.
I don't care if the house is packed or the strings of light are broken. I don't care if the gifts are wrapped or there's nothing here to open. Love is not a toy and no paper will conceal it. Love is simply joy that I'm home. Carpet's stained, we've got food upon our table. I don't care if it's gonna rain, our little room is warm and stable. Love is who we are, and no season can contain it. Love would never fall for that. And we sing, ooh, ooh, ooh. too haunted. All we need is your best, my love. It's all anyone ever wanted. Love is how we do. Let no judgment overrule it. Love, I look to you and I see.
Love is Christmas. Thank y'all so much. And thank you to the band, and thank you, Nina, for a wonderful talk. This part of the service we refer to as offertory is really a time of intentional practice. Unity of San Antonio thrives because of you. If you would like to make a donation today, giving options will appear on the screen behind me. Thank you for your generosity. It's that we do this together to co-create this community. Also, if you would like information about Unity of San Antonio's program of regular recurring giving, please email or call Kelly in the administrative office. I invite you to prayerfully open to the flow of substance in and through as you. Unity Minister Eric Butterworth wrote, "Build on the awareness of ever-present substance and expand your faith in the stability of your own inner wholeness." Let us allow the truth of these words to establish themselves within us and shift us to a deeper experience of our own inherent abundance. Let us celebrate our abundance and bless our offerings by saying together, there we go, I am a living expression of divine abundance as I give from the fullness of my time, talent, and treasure. I open wide the challenge, infinite prosperity, and so it is. Yay, that's right. If this is your first time here, would you please and thank you raise your hand so we can acknowledge you? Anyone? Oh, look at that. That is fantastic. Oh, how fun. And if this is your second or third time here, could you raise your hand as well? Yay! Our brave people that came back. Well, welcome. We are really glad that you're here with us today. In the seat pocket in front of you, you'll find a black envelope that says, "This is for you." Inside is a short welcome form, and if you would like to stay informed about our community events, just fill it out and hand it to an usher on your way out. We typically only send 1, maybe 2 e-blasts a month, and we'll never share your email address ever. And if this is your first time, please get your free copy of the Daily Word from one of our ushers on your way out when you hand them the card. And the Daily Word is a Unity booklet that offers inspiration and practical teachings through the daily affirmative messages. This is our way of saying thanks for checking us out. In closing today's service, please join us in saying our community blessing and prayer protection, followed by a closing prayer and song. And stand if you are able, and let's say together, "Beloved friends, I see your divine light. I see your open heart. I see your life transforming. I celebrate your divine identity as you radiate light in the world." And our prayer protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
I have to share a giggle. When I look out, I'm wondering, why did everybody sit on this side this morning? It kind of makes this, I feel like when I was talking, I was kind of feel like I was on a boat. I was like, oh. So if you would I invite you to close your eyes one last time and just lean into that peace that you just cultivated within you and that you just radiated out into the world. I know that when we do those things, we know now from quantum physics that isn't an imagined thing that we do anymore. It's not a hopeful thing. It's not a we wish it would happen thing. It's a real thing. We are sending out molecules of high vibration out into the space and the universe around us. And so when we do that, we create an atmosphere that is of a high vibration of peace and of love. And so I invite you to, if there's someone that you know in your world, or if there's a situation that you are aware of, to either to think of it or to speak their name out loud or just think their name in your head. And doing so actually invites a bit of them, a bit of their consciousness to be right here, and that they can partake of this high vibration if they so choose, and let it uplift them or that situation into a higher place. And then I invite you to place your attention on your feet and that connection that your feet have with the floor. And let that connection serve as a reminder of the firm, firm knowing of our oneness with all of life. And whatever gift that you have received from being in this community this morning, even if you are not yet aware of what it might be, I invite you to allow it to take root in you. Give it space to flourish. And give yourself full permission, not just to intellectually arrive there, but to emotionally arrive there, to feel your divine inheritance, to experience it as love, as peace, as beauty, as wholeness, as intelligence, as wisdom, as indeed the light of the world. Because that is what you are. And just let it soak all the way in. This is our time. We are the ones. We chose to be here now. So I invite you to carry that light that you are out into the world and let yourself shine. Let yourself be your full, magnificent self. Because you matter. You make a difference. So let's let it be one of love, shall we? And as we let this be so, it is so. And will you affirm with me? And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Nina. I just want to say thank you to our Sunday morning team before we part ways today. We have our youth ministry and our hospitality team just across the parking lot. We have our AV team in the back, our ushers, prayer chaplains. Thank you so much, Laura, for being our celebration host today. Thank you to our musicians and our singers. And thank you to each one of you that are here today and blessing us with your time and your energy. It's our favorite part of the week is to be able to spend this time together, and your time with each other here is just, it's such a gift, and it really, really means so much to be here. So, but also, if you would like to continue giving us the gift of your smiles, we do have tamales and a bunch of yummy food across the way. And we also still have plenty of these tags for the blessing bags. So if you have a second, just write down a quick little like positive note for somebody that might really, really make their day. So thank you very much. Have a great week, everybody.